everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I'm really excited today to kind of talk to you guys about our new chicken coop build. If you are subscribed to my channel, you've probably seen, I think last year I put out a video of our chicken coop build and chicken coop tour and everything at our last house. It was a really nice coop. It was a 8-foot by 10-foot. Really nice coop, but then we relocated. So now we want to build another chicken coop, and we realized things that we wanted to improve and just really use a different design than we did in our last coop. Our last coop, we did the size and shape that we did because there was already a cement slab there, and so we wanted to use the cement slab. But this year we don't have a cement slab and we have a lot more room and options, so we're gonna just do a completely different design. So I'm really excited about that. And right now I'm gonna take you guys over to show you the coop that was here when we bought the place and when we moved in, and yeah, kind of show you the new spot and everything, and how we're gonna do this on a budget, because if you've been to the lumberyard or Lowe's or wherever you shop for wood, you probably realized that there is like a wood price crisis going on right now. So we obviously do not want to pay $11 a board for 2x4s. So I'm going to share with you how we're going about getting our wood as well. So let's go on over and I'll show you the chicken coop that is currently here, that was here when we moved in, what we have our girls in now. And then I'll show you where we're planning on putting the new coop. So right here is the current coop that was here when we moved in, and it's kind of pretty much directly behind our house. And right here, back up a little bit, right here where you see the string and the little flags is where the garden is going to go. It looks like they already had a garden here at some point. But we are making it much larger, almost about double the size. And obviously it's not a good location to have the chicken coop right behind the garden, because we don't want to be walking through the garden, and it is going to be fenced in to keep the critters and such out. So it's not very convenient then to walk around the garden to get to the coop. It's also on a hill. The ground goes up there behind the coop, and so drainage could be an issue. I'm not real sure, because we moved in during the winter. I'm not sure what it will be like, but in a heavy rain I wonder if it would be very good. And also the run for the girls is really tiny that's there right now. It is secure and safe, but it's just way too tiny for what we prefer for our birds. So we also want a bigger coop, because this is northern Michigan. The winters are long, and we really don't like to keep them confined in a smaller area all winter long. We like to have them as much room as possible inside the coop. And right here is my clothesline as well. So with the garden, it's coming pretty much within about 2 foot of the clothesline. So again, there's not really much room for walking. That's just a really bad location. But let's go ahead and come over and look a little bit closer at what the coop is like. So I believe it's just an older shed, and I'm not sure if it was actually built here or brought here. But it's a nice little shed, and they put some vinyl siding on it. And then they attached the chicken wire to it, so it has a nice, safe little run area, but it is really tiny. And there's not a whole lot for them to do, so they kind of dig around the bottom of the fence line in there. We currently have 10 hens, laying hens, so yeah, we just like a lot more room, but we do want them to have as much land as possible to roam on, so we are going to fence in a really large area. I'll show you that in a second. But so this door, they put some metal from the barn on the bottom for predators and such. Just an old screen door, and the top they left a window, which is nice because this is southward facing, and so it gets lots of sunlight all day in there, lots of natural lighting, which is great. So this is what we have. I'm not even sure how big it is. Maybe 8 foot or so deep, and not very wide. So anyways, we want something that's a little bit bigger, and we want to make the run that's a lot bigger. And here's what the inside of the coop is looking like. So there was no perches in here at all, and the bedding was kind of coming out, so I put a little board here. It doesn't seem to be helping a whole ton of a lot. We still get lots of bedding out. But these nesting boxes were here, and they have the bar there, and there were no other roosting bars. And so when we first moved in, it was winter, and they just wanted to roost right there in the nesting boxes, and we were having to clean them out, and it was a really, really big mess. So I did add a couple of roosts over there for them, but really they're not there. I was working around the door there and the nesting boxes, and there really wasn't much room for me to put them. And at the time, we had a chicken bully going on. So right here I had a dog crate, a wire dog crate, and had the bully in it for a while there. And so there really wasn't much room for me to put roosts in here. So I did put them right there. I debated putting one higher, but there's just not much room, and I knew this was temporary. They have, for the most part, stopped roosting on the nesting box bars, but this is a horrible design, and they really need higher roosts to get them off of the nesting boxes. It's been a real pain in the butt. And we just have the same little container that we store the food in just right here. But I do want some room to store some bedding and such near or in the coop. But that is what we have so far that we don't like. So this is what we want to get rid of. It is a nice little structure though, and I hope to reuse it for something else. But I'm gonna take you on over and show you where the new coop, where the new coop is going to go. Alright, so let's head on over here by the barn, and I'll show you where we're going to put this new coop. It's not too far. It's right over here behind the barn. Alright, so there is where the old coop is, and we are basically gonna spin around and put it, we want it right here. This is our barn, and this is all fenced off for pasture, and up over the hill there's more pasture back there. And so this area is all fenced off so that the animals can't get back here behind the barn. Right now there's no gutters on the barn, which we will probably be changing here this summer. Putting a gutter there and putting those little things on the roof to prevent snow from falling down right there and kind of piling up behind the building. Since it is sloped downward, we just want to keep, the snow was piled 5-6 foot high back here, and we just want to avoid so much water right behind the barn. So anyways, this is all fenced off, and maybe one day it would be really cool to have a lean-to coming off the back, which would be great. But for now, we are just going to make basically this whole rectangle back here, the whole length of the barn, to be the chicken run area, and then the coop will be right here in the corner. So you see this corner post here, right here in this area, this corner. We want to build the new coop. We want it to be about 8 foot by 12 foot. It's going to be really big. We're going to have it on legs so that they can go under it for protection. If it's raining, if it's cold, if it's too hot, if they want to bathe in the sand, I'm sure they'll have it dug up here shortly and hang out under there and such. It'd be really nice probably in the winter that they would have a place mostly snow free to go under there and hang out. But so we will have this all fenced off. we'll have a gate right here in this area so that we can get in and out of the run. And then right here where the coop will be, there will be nesting boxes and all access to the inside of the coop and everything we need from right here. So we won't even have to go into the run necessarily to access the coop or anything. So that is where we're going to put it. As you can see, it's very sunny right there, but they'll have lots of shade in the run. So they'll get lots of, we're going to put windows on the, I think both ends, and probably the south facing side as well. Try to get them as much natural sunlight and everything in there as possible, so that'll help laying in the wintertime and such. We're also going to run electricity to it so that we have light in the winter and in the evenings when the kids are doing chores. So let's talk about wood. All right, so if you have paid any attention at all this last year to the wood prices, you know that wood is insanely expensive right now. Literally, depending on your whatever wood you're trying to get, maybe whatever size wood that you're trying to get, or the quality, the length, you could be paying upwards of $11 a piece for 2x4s. Of course, that's a nicer 2x4 and you know, a longer 2x4, but the cheapest we could find for the, like, man, what were they, 7-foot 2x4 by 7, I think, and like the not super nice boards were over $7 a piece last time we were at Lowe's. And smaller, more mom and pop shops were even more expensive. So anyways, we paid for our last coop build. If you watched my other video, we paid roughly $1,000, close to $1,000. I can't remember the exact amount. But go ahead and watch that video if you're curious of how much it costed then. But right now that would just be astronomical. The prices wouldn't even be doable. So we kind of wrote off that we would not be able to make a new coop this year. It's just not possible to pay $11 a board and for just 2x4s. And then we need some 2x6s. We need some 12-foot boards, and we need 4x4 posts, not to mention plywood. So yeah, that's not doable. If you are a homesteader and you're trying to save money, that is just not doable. So how are we going to do it? That's the question. We found a local guy, just a random guy. So it's actually the father of somebody that my husband works with. And he told him that his dad had a mill and cuts custom wood and all of that. So my husband gave him a call, and wood was really, really cheap. He said rough cut 2x4 by 8 foot would be about $250 a piece. I forget the exact amount, but I'm pretty sure it was $250 a piece. So $250, yes, they are rough cut, but I'm building a chicken coop. I'm not framing a house. My husband also has a planer, so we can plane boards if we need to, but this lumber is super nice, super straight. And we picked up one load already. I'll show you here what we got already. And today we are heading over there. Got to be there soon, about 30 minutes, so we're about to leave, but we're going to head over there and get the what should be the rest of the wood that we need. I will be bringing you guys along as we build it and showing you the whole thing when it's done. But check out this wood that I've got so far. I'm so excited about it. I've never been so excited to own so much wood before. And again, we're going to go pick up a huge load, so my husband's hooking up the trailer right now. But here is the wood that we got so far. So this is our pile of lumber, rough cut 2x4s. These are 2x6 by 12 for the framing there. And we picked up all this wood. Now, I forget how much we paid for this. I'll have to ask my husband, but these 2x4s were $250 a piece. Yes, they're rough cut, and they are actually 2x4. So there is room that we could plane them ourselves if we want. But that's what we got so far. Super excited. But anyways, so I definitely recommend if you guys want to build anything, a coop, a shed, whatever it is on the homestead, definitely check out your local, your neighbors, people local, check Craigslist, check the newspaper, and find a guy or gal who has their own mill and is milling at home. They have great prices, and even if you have to invest in a planer or borrow a planer, I recommend you will save tons of money by going, and you're supporting somebody local. It's a great deal for you, great deal for them, and you'll build a new friendship. So yeah, we're going back to pick up this load. Super excited. I can't wait to share with you guys the plans and everything that goes on for the build, and all the new designs. I'm super excited. I can't wait to put the girls in their new coop and repurpose the old shed for something else. But all right. Alrighty, so we just got back with the rest of our wood. We got all of these 4x4 posts and 41 by 10 by 12 footers. So this should all be hopefully all the wood really that we need for the coop. Alrighty, so that is it for this video, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed. If you are interested in seeing our chicken coop build, make sure that you subscribe and use the bell notification so you know when those videos come out. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!